We're here now with Todd Hubbs, our OSU Extension crop marketing specialist. And Todd, it's been a couple weeks since we caught up with you. There's been a few things happen in the markets. What has happened with the hard red winter wheat to start off with?
Well, we had a WASA report last week, and it was sort of neutral to slightly bearish for wheat in particular. You saw a little bit of raising in Indy stocks for wheat, but as that's mostly India, a little bit higher production for Russia. But as far as the world market goes, we're about the same, just a little bit higher index stocks, and we're still pretty competitive. We've seen some weather come through the southern plains, thankfully. We finally got some precipitation in Oklahoma, and it's looking like we might get a little bit more over the next couple weeks. The weather models are looking at 2 to 3 inches, and I hope all that materializes for our folks. I've been out around Oklahoma. The winter wheat crops, it seems spotty. You've seen some really good fields in western, northern Oklahoma and eastern Oklahoma. And then there, you can drive 5 miles and it looks completely different. So I think we're still in the process of putting the crop together here. We saw the crop conditions reports come out recently, and Oklahoma improved a little bit. It's still not great. We saw some deterioration in Kansas, and that brought the national numbers down. And so we're in a pretty rough crop condition situation right now for wheat and hard red winter wheat in particular. We'll see how April and May turn out.
Yeah. Yeah, the weather does seem to be helping a little bit though.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we need the moisture, and we're starting to get it. It seems like some fronts are coming through. There's talks of a super El Nino, whatever that means, and it's just a really strong El Nino. It's not really supposed to show up till the summer, late summer into the fall, which sort of indicates hopefully more moisture for us here in the southern plains.
Yeah, what about soybeans?
Soybeans, in the WASA, they finally raised crush some and lowered exports. I think everybody's been sort of expecting this. We've seen crush for soybeans at a really strong record pace, really, through the first half of the marketing year. It's all based on biofuel policy, and we saw that get finalized at the end of March. There's been really strong crush and a buildup in soybean oil stocks, and there's an expectation we're going to see a lot of biomass-based diesel made from soybean oil in the second half of the marketing year. The Brazilian crop's big. USDA hasn't lowered the number. It's still 6.6 billion bushels. You've seen some out of Brazil a little bit lower, but 6.5, 6.6 billion, that's a lot of soybeans, and they're exporting it at a really strong pace, at or above last year, and I think you'll see that continue through the summer. So the international market's pretty tough. For beans, we're moving meal at a decent pace, and we're using it domestically, and I expect us to pick up using soybean oil domestically.
Yeah. So what about fuel? How is that doing?
Diesel prices are really high. And, when you look at the markets, like the equity markets for this Iran conflict, they're not pricing in a very long situation. But when you look at energy prices in the markets, they're not coming down until the fall, maybe because of all the disruptions. So I would expect, your gas prices, your diesel prices to stay elevated. Oil in the $60 to $65 range we saw before this conflict happened. I don't see that coming back anytime soon. There's a long tail on these energy price shocks, and I think we're going to see that happen again. Even if the conflict and into tomorrow we got a deal, we're probably not going to see much relief until we get into next year. And, planting uses a lot of diesel, and it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, well, we'll look forward to some good news in the markets and hopefully some more rain.
Always looking forward to more rain.
Yeah, all right, thanks, Todd.